Hello and welcome to not quite a regular episode, just a brief status update on the podcast aimed mainly at regular listeners who may be wondering what's been happening. If you're not a regular listener, this episode probably isn't for you. But if you are in the habit of tuning in most weeks, as I know at least some of you are, thank you to you both. I'm joking. There's a few more than two of you these days, which is why I'm recording this update. But yes, if you are in the habit of tuning in regularly, and I know many people enjoy that and look out for the episodes each week, you may have legitimately been wondering what's happened the last couple of weeks, especially since the last time I did broadcast an episode. If you listen to that, I mentioned that we'd be starting a new series the next time we were back on air. That's still coming. The long story short, cutting the long story short, is essentially a cocktail of life events have completely overrun me the last couple of weeks, and it's been a bit of a stretch, to say the least, to just kind of get through the basics. I won't bore you with the details, but basically it's a combination of ferociously difficult and all-consuming house buying, selling thing. I've been ill for quite a bit of the last 3 weeks. Both of our kids have been ill. And also the early stages of a couple of people who are quite close to me are ending their marriage. It's been a lot. Anyway, we're making progress. I wanted to kind of just give you a little bit on this because I didn't want you to think I was lightly abandoning my broadcast schedule intentions for the show. And actually, if anything, the podcast has never been more important to me as it feels right now. And I have big plans this year to take it to a new level and do something really special for you all. In fact, someone asked me a couple of days ago, what do I do for a living? And for the first time, I found myself saying, I'm a podcaster. And that was the first time I'd ever answered that was kind of my primary identity, if you like. I've had the podcast for a long time. It's been important to me for much of that time. That was the first time I'd ever kind of put that forward as the main thing I do, off which everything else hangs, which is sort of increasingly how I see it. So it's a little frustrating, to say the least, that level of kind of commitment and enthusiasm that I have to work on the podcast right now is being kind of tied down by the kind of complete absence of the time and energy it needs to make it all happen. But that's all very temporary. It should be over pretty quickly. Hopefully, I'm starting to feel a bit better at last, and we might soon be over the line with the house move thing, which will be an enormous win in particular, and will mean we can get kind of some stability and normality back again, and I can get back to normal kind of work mode. So one other little thing to say, in past seasons of life where things have been a bit more stable, I do like to build up a bit of a buffer on the podcast, so getting episodes prepared for weeks, months, even into the future, so that if any temporary difficulties do arise, it's fine, we can just ride them out. The problem is that life has been quite stretched for quite a long time now, and that's basically eaten into all of the buffer I had of pre-prepared content for the show, such that when a particularly intensely difficult patch comes along, as now, I've kind of got no buffer left to use anymore. But one of my goals for the show is to get that buffer back again, so that I can get back to the consistency I know many of you appreciate and enjoy from the show. I should also just say, if you are a current coaching client or work at a school I speak at, please don't worry, all is good for our work together. Quite apart from the fact that I really love the work I do with my coaching clients and in schools. My work with clients like you is how I pay my bills. So I will always prioritise making good on my commitments to you, even if other aspects of Exam Study Expert have to just temporarily take a quick pause, like the podcast. In terms of looking ahead, I don't want to set a firm date for when the show is coming back because I don't want to make a promise I fail to meet. There's still quite a bit of uncertainty about how quickly things stabilise and get back to normal. Hopefully it's quite soon, and I can get back to working on the show again as a priority. It shouldn't be too long. I'd say definitely in the order of weeks rather than months, but I will keep you posted on that. Thank you so much for bearing with me in the meantime. As I say, I've got a ton of energy and ideas for the show this year. I'm really excited for what's to come as soon as things get back into gear again, which again, I hope will be really soon, and I hope it will be well worth the wait. Thank you once again for bearing with me, and I hope to be back with you very, very soon. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and wishing you every success in your studies.